Cool. Well, then I guess we're ready to go.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Good start.
Cool. Welcome back to Ready, Steady, Play. I'm here. I'm joined by Matthew and by Oliver again. You might recognize them from our playthrough of Apotheca and Kittens in a Blender. And
That was good. Gilgamesh, you poor cat.
Matthew's also got his own channel, Light of Hand,
Yes.
where he unboxes miniature things and plays miniatures games and stuff, and also sometimes video games.
Yes.
Okay, did I sell it?
Yes.
Do you think they'll watch it?
Yeah, we might do.
Watch it.
So you should go and check that out. Some good stuff going on over there. Do you know what you're going to be doing at the moment? Well, actually, to be fair, it's very hard to coordinate how these things come out.
Yeah, because it depends on when this comes out. But at this minute, I'm doing the second half of one of my gameplay videos for Shadows of Brimstone. I'm planning on continuing some more of my computer game stuff because that's fallen way behind. And I plan on doing a little bit more unboxings for some of my Bolt action.
So when this comes out, he'll probably be unboxing Bolt Action. You might be able to tell here from this board setup, if you've seen this kind of stuff before, we're going to be playing the very popular game, Dead of Winter. This is the new standalone expansion for Dead of Winter, The Long Night. And this is a Played Hat Games game. It's designed by one of their original designers, Isaac Vega, who's been with the company for a very long time. In fact, I think he might be involved in founding the company.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that. But he is also, well, they were recently bought up by Asmodee?
Yeah, I don't follow the board games.
I want to say they were bought up. No, do you know what? I think Asmodee and I don't know. If you really are interested in this stuff, go and watch. Go and listen to Dice Tower Network's podcast. It's really good. Anyway, this is a sort of this is a zombie game where we're all going to be playing as a colony of survivors surviving in a zombie apocalypse. It's incredibly thematic. It's a cooperative game in theory, but we're all going to have secret objectives we're trying to fulfill, and one of those secret objectives might be stab everybody else in the back. So maybe one of us is a traitor, maybe not. We play with the high chance of a traitor variant, which, well, I've always played that way with all of Dead of Winter. I've played a lot of Dead of Winter. I've never played Dead of Winter: The Long Night, so this is going to be a bit more. Well, it's going to be a bit different for me. The Long Night comes with, from what I can tell, more Dead of Winter stuff, but also two variants to Dead of Winter. So you've got Dead of Winter with bandits and Dead of Winter with special zombies.
Evil zombies.
Yeah, they're not more stupid than regular zombies. Sorry, that's probably not correct, is it?
I'm pretty sure no zombie watching this is going to go, he insulted me!
No, but I'm wondering, in colloquial vernacular, when you call someone special, is that politically incorrect?
Only if you mean it as an insult, I
Yeah,
guess.
if you mean it as a derogatory term?
Yeah, because it's special could be... I mean, they have special zombies.
Sorry, no, what I'm trying to get at is I don't mean to cause any offense to anybody at home, so I'm very sorry about that.
The zombies have superpowers, basically.
Yeah, they're special like Superman and not...
Stop digging a hole. Moving on.
Moving on. Someone take over, quickly.
Right, so basically the zombies, if we've got some of the models on the side, we've got some of the really cool ones. So you've got the regular zombies just over here, and then you've got something like this one, which is the Claw Special Zombie. You can probably guess who it's based on and what he will do. We've also got...
Wait, it's Jason, right?
No comment. We've also got something like the Siren, which also has special powers. So whereas the regular zombies are fairly easy to dispatch, so you basically just shoot them in the head or cut their head off or something along the lines of decapitation, these ones are a lot more difficult and also kind of a bit funkier. And also the art's quite good as well. I mean, the special art for it is right. Oh dear, oh dear. I still think though
that one really freaks me out, the Screamer.
This one is kind of cool because it's like for a zombie game. By the way, we have werewolves now.
Zombie werewolf.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, I'm gonna go with whatever, but when that thing comes out, I'm going to run for it because
I think actually this zombie kind of scares me the most. Maybe, I don't know. He's called the Hydra, and he's a zombie where if you cut his head off, he just gets more heads.
yeah.
And just keeps getting more heads. But surely that would become awkward. Surely there'd be a point where it's just like heads made of heads.
Yeah,
So is it heads we win, tails he loses then?
I think he just wins.
I think it wins if you get heads.
Okay.
It's heads he wins,
And then
And,
he takes 2 bites out of you instead of 1.
and then tails he wins. Whoever wins, we lose.
Basically, we have to blame Raxon for this because the company has been breeding these things specially because when there's a
I don't know.
zombie
I think
apocalypse-
Raxon's just full of chemicals that kind of made these things when the outbreak happened.
Okay.
There's a scenario you can play where you learn all about the Raxon Corporation. We didn't play it.
No.
We just decided to dive straight in and add the Raxon module to the game. And so that's what we're talking about here. Raxon is basically a special location you can add to the game that sort of spews forth special zombies unless we work really hard to not have that happen.
But the thing is, you say they weren't experimenting and it's just random stuff that happens to be there. That will explain something like him because he's just really, really muscly. Explain this where she's got power over ice. And
Well,
it's growing out of
my
her.
sort of theory is that they were like sort of like some kind of like government research lab where they were doing crazy experiments. And I don't know, maybe it's like Resident Evil where the experiments resulted in the zombie outbreak,
Yep.
or maybe it's like something else where the zombies just happened and then the more bad stuff happened at Raxon because of the nature of the facility.
My money's on they're the cause, to be honest, because it gives you something to hate in this game, which...
If you're watching this, you're probably quite familiar with zombie apocalypse stuff and science fiction and all of that, so you can kind of just decide on what you want the story of
Could be
Raxon to
the
be.
virus is evolving.
Oh, that's
Yep.
just scary.
Mm.
Maybe it evolves better in Raxon because
The
of the
chemicals.
conditions, yeah.
You don't want me to let there be an evil corporation behind this, do you?
Raxon was
It's been done
actually...
too often.
Raxon is the CDC. It's just they were doing all their experiments on curing diseases. And then
just caused them all.
And then, it all just kind of mingled in the zombie outbreak and became much worse instead of better. So we're not playing with the Bandit module because Raxon is kind of enough, I think. This is Matthew's first time playing Dead of Winter at all. Ollie's played once with me before. We've also got an improvements module that lets us upgrade our colony and stuff like that. But if you guys haven't seen... I mean, we're not going to run through all the rules, but we are a colony of survivors surviving, and we're each going to have sort of our own set of survivors here, and we're all going to have our sort of our own secret objective, and we're going to have a main objective to complete. One of us may or may not be a betrayer. The main objective in this case is called No Man Left Behind, and this is from the expansion set. All of the content we're using today is from the Long Night because it is a standalone expansion, with the exception of some of these zombie standees which we've taken out of the original set, so we can use all the standees.
Yeah, we don't want to use tokens. We just want 3D zombies.
It also gives it a bit of a variety of zombies there. So
Yeah.
Exactly. Each box comes with sort of 3 generic zombie standees. The Long Night also comes with children zombie standees. So it does feel like it's sort of... The original game was quite dark. This feels like it's just a bit more dark.
Well,
And we'll come to sort of some more about that in a minute. But what we've got going on here is just... so we're surviving in this colony. We've got all these different locations out here. We've got a gas station, a hospital, a library, a school, a grocery store, and a police station. They're filled with lovely, lovely items that we want to recover for our colony and for our survival. We're going to go out and search through these decks and take the items back. And what we're actually looking for in this scenario is people. And whenever we find people at any of these locations... We can play those cards to add more people to our survivor group here, and also more helpless survivors to the colony. Helpless survivors are not great because
They're
they
helpless.
need feeding, they attract zombies, and they do nothing useful. But
sometimes they can actually hinder you by revolting.
There's sort of special scenarios that come up, and some of them trigger off of these helpless survivors. But but there's no way to get people, more useful people, without also taking on helpless survivors. And in this case, also we need to activate these cards in order to complete our objective. Every time we take on more helpless survivors and more useful survivors, we can add the cards to the main objective. And once we get a certain amount, Let's see. So when we add a card here, and every time we add a card to this particular main objective, we might get more helpless survivors. But ultimately, we need 5 survivor cards underneath the main objective in order to complete the game. It's 2 + 1 for each of us. Of course, there is going to be a traitor amongst us. I say there is. There may not be. Like I said before, I always play with the high variant of Betrayer. So that means there's going to be, we're all going to have these secret objectives here. There's going to be 4 secret objectives, one of which is going to have this betrayal word written on it, keyword. That person's the betrayer, and their job is to make life much more difficult for the rest of us. But, you know, they're going to have their own set of win conditions, which are quite difficult to achieve, and so they're going to have to be sort of subtle and crafty.
Based on no previous experience, other than every time I seem to play a game with Mike where there's a betrayer, it's probably going to be him. He just really often draws that card.
I've only been the betrayer once in Dead of Winter, and I've played maybe 7 times. So, having said that, I play the high betrayer variant version every time, and 3 of those 7 games had no betrayer. So, you know, you never know. It's all quite random. But we've got this main objective we've got to complete. We've also got these crises. These are going to be coming up every turn. They're sort of mini objectives we have to complete for that round. Otherwise, bad stuff happens. We've also got this experimental card here. This is sort of indicating what nasty monster is rising up at Raxon. We've got to go and sort of commit actions to keeping those things contained, or else horrifying things are going to spill out of Raxon and really screw us up. We've looked at the rules for some of the special zombies, but not all of them, because we'd like some of them to be a bit of a surprise. But we know that there are a few, particularly
the Reaper.
This one here, the Reaper, who are extremely bad. Like, she's probably the worst. I don't know.
I'd say of the ones we read, I fear the tank more. I mean, to be fair, that might just be because something that big and that angry, I just want to run from.
There's a very real chance this could be an incredibly short playthrough.